Most people don't care or even notice what brokerage their realtor works for. But should you care? Does it matter? What's the difference between all these brokerages? We'll talk about that coming up next. What's going on, friends? Dylan Donaka here with the Buy Big Island video blog, and this week I'm going to talk about brokerages, mainly because there was big news today. There was big news if you look in all of the business news outlets about EXP. One, huge growth, 86% increase in agent count over the last year. Every number was blown out of the water in terms of production, units sold, $1 billion in revenue, profits off the chart, all of that stuff. That's all inside baseball. You may or may not care about that unless you're an investor in the company. But the important thing about that is it's a unique story in the real estate business nowadays. And I did a video a couple of weeks ago about how realtors get paid, and there had some interesting feedback on that. So I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into the real estate business, the back end of it, and talk about brokerages, because a lot of times people don't really care what brokerage their realtor works for. It doesn't really matter to them. Maybe they're familiar with a certain brand from where they came from before, where they did business before. But the reality is, on the business model side of real estate, the relationship that a realtor has with their brokerage, that independent contractor relationship, for the most part hasn't changed over the last 100 years. No matter what the brand is, the real estate relationship, the business relationship is very similar. You go to your broker, you negotiate some type of split and deal with them, compensation plan, and that's what happens. You get paid based upon the negotiated split of that commission that you negotiate with your broker. And then 10 years ago, EXP came along and built on a model primarily kind of created by Keller Williams, and took it to the next level and really focused on changing that relationship between the brokerage and the realtor and the agent, and adding a lot more benefit, a lot more value to that agent or that broker that joins that larger EXP brokerage. And so I'm going to talk about why it's exciting to me to be a part of EXP and why it should matter to you, because to me, the culture and the environment that somebody works in is super important to the job that they do and the energy that they put out, the people that they surround themselves with. And for me, I get that all that stuff that's important to me about that culture is provided by EXP. I'm going to tell you kind of the details behind the business aspect of it and why that is, because I always believe if people are happy, if people are positive, people are going to be more productive, they're going to do a better job for you. The results speak for themselves. And so even though this is a piece of it that we don't always talk about, definitely the people on my team, I think, agree with me. And the reason that we work as hard as we do and have the positive energy that we have is because we work for a brokerage that fosters that, supports that, and really wants to see us succeed. So the first thing that was attractive to me with EXP is the transparency and openness of the compensation model. Everybody who joins a company comes in at the same split. There are no special deals, there are no special handshakes, signing bonuses, none of that stuff. A lot of brokerages, there's all of this behind the scenes. You're not really sure what's going on. This person may be friends with the broker, so they get a better split, or they're a family member, or all kinds of weird stuff, or they're given a signing bonus in order to join, and people are not treated equally. So it inherently creates a lot of suspicion and people not liking each other, because you're jealous of the other person who may be getting a better deal than you're getting. So at EXP, everybody joins with the exact same split. No matter if you're coming fresh off the street or if you're a $100 million producer, you get the same split. And then you get the opportunity to cap, which is very rare in the business, where after $16,000 of that split goes to the company, you get 100% of your commissions for the remainder of that calendar year, minus a small transaction fee. So from a agent compensation standpoint, you are keeping definitely more of that hard-earned commission money than you would at any other brokerage, and that obviously incentivizes you to work harder and gives you more money to put back into your business, to help your clients out, all the stuff that you need to do to be successful. Because you are an independent contractor, it's maximizing that revenue. No matter what level of production you're at, you're going to get more money back in your pocket to decide what you want to do with it in terms of how you want to grow your business or how you want to spend your money. And so agent compensation, by far the best in the industry, and that is indicative of why the company has been growing so quickly. One of the reasons, there are several reasons, I'm gonna go through them, but one of the main reasons. The second one is the company has this very innovative model of revenue share. So the company dollar that the company takes in that split from the agent, they incentivize the agents who brought that person in to help them be successful by sharing that revenue back to them. So there is somewhat of a complicated formula, but 7 levels above you, you get a kickback or a piece of compensation from the production of the agents that you bring into the company. So it incentivizes 7 levels of people to see you succeed. So when I came into the company, my sponsor and his sponsor and their sponsor and their sponsor all wanted to see me succeed because they would all benefit from my success. And the same is true on the other way around. So if I bring somebody into the company, I have a direct interest in seeing them succeed because it's going to help me succeed. And then if they bring people into the company by being successful, I continue to benefit from that. So it's a very innovative model. In pretty much every other company, there is nothing like it, and you have no incentive to bring people into the company because you get no benefit if you do. Only your broker owner, your franchise owner, your company owner is going to get any type of benefit from new agents joining. So me, as an individual agent, I have no incentive to bring people into the company or grow the company. And this is a major reason why the company has grown leaps and bounds. I joined at the end of 2018, so right at the beginning of 19, there was 18,000 agents nationwide. There are about 60,000 today. Crazy growth over a couple of years, and like I mentioned in the beginning, 86% growth year over year last year versus this year. So huge growth. There are no recruiters, there are no headhunters, there are no paid brokers that go out there and recruit people. Many companies have that. That's their only job in life, is to go out there and convince agents to join the brokerage because that broker owner will benefit from it. In this company, it's 100% organic. All of the growth that has happened over the last 10 years, going from nothing to one of the largest companies in the country, is purely agent to agent attraction, where you have a good interaction or you share good information with somebody that you like and know and trust, and then you bring them into the company, and the company's going to share the piece of their revenue with you for doing that to incentivize the growth and support system all the way across. So super cool cultural aspect that changes the cultural aspect of real estate, where it's not so dog eat dog, every man for himself, if you succeed I fail kind of attitude, which is something I never liked about the real estate industry. Super cool aspect, and creates a revenue stream in addition to just having to sell real estate. So if you support people in selling real estate, you get an income stream that can be significant, and there's many people who have built up large organizations who are making a very significant amount of income off of this, enough to live off of, and then you don't necessarily have to sell as much real estate anymore and be on the hamster wheel of selling more houses and selling more houses and selling more houses. Because if you can create a system where you're helping other people sell houses, it's going to benefit everybody, and just a super cool aspect of the business. And then the third huge game changer, which is cool about EXP, is that every agent has the opportunity to be an owner. And this is not something that is common across the board in real estate, where very clearly a franchise owner or a regional owner or that independent brokerage owner, they own the company. They do not sell shares to their agents. They do not award shares to their agents. You really have to be in the business a long time to even ever have the chance to buy into something like that, or build a very large real estate business before you have the capital to buy into a franchise, because they're very expensive, and then you pay a franchise fee to that larger brokerage or that larger corporation. With EXP, every single agent from day one is a owner in the company. So when you make your first sale, you get awarded stock. When you cap, you get awarded stock. If you bring somebody into the company, you get awarded stock. And then if you can, there is a program that you can dedicate 5% of your commissions to purchase company stock at a 10% discount. And so you can kind of passively, just by selling real estate, accumulate more stock over time by just doing what you do normally. And that 5%, so a lot of times you don't even miss it, because that would be going to your franchise fee anyways, which would be paying a corporate franchise owner money, and none of it comes back to you. So in this case, you can almost see it like, instead of paying a franchise fee, I'm just going to do this 5% and buy stock, and that goes right into my pocket. And that's something that you can use as an exit strategy in the long term. I saw so many of my family and friends in real estate do 20, 30 years in real estate and walk away with just their personal investments. They got nothing from the company that they helped build for years. And that's a powerful thing, a powerful incentive for you to work hard and see your company succeed and help everybody else in the company succeed, because you're a stockholder, you're an owner. You want to see the company succeed because that's going to benefit you in the future as you accumulate stock over time. And the stock, you can look on the NASDAQ, it's EXPI, has done really well, and it's something that I'm excited about. That gives me an exit strategy where I don't have to do this for 50 years and then hopefully, retire with a little bit of my own personal investments. It's something that if the company continues to grow the way it is, will be a significant amount of income that I can live off in the future. And they just announced that they're gonna start paying dividends. So the first dividend is going to be paid at the end of this month. That was part of the big news about the earnings report that came out, is that the board of directors and the CEO announced that they're going to do a 4 cent per share of stock dividend. So it's not going to be a huge amount of money initially, but super cool that they're already returning some of that investment to these shareholders, which primarily are the agents in the company, because everybody gets to be a shareholder at some level. And the final kind of thing is, if you sell real estate at a high level, and that's always what the goal is, they have a award called Icon Agent that they award you back the $16,000 that you paid to the company in company stock. And so it's almost like you're there for free, because you're going to get that benefit right back. And many companies, when you're a high producing agent, you'll get a trophy or you'll get invited to a nice dinner or something, but you don't get anything tangible for being a high producing, top producing agent. And so in this company, not only do they incentivize and support you all along the way, when you become an elite producer, you actually get a financial award back that's invested in the company, right? Because they're giving you stock back. And there are requirements to get the full award. You have to do some cultural requirements by giving back to the community. You can serve as a mentor, you can teach classes, you can do other things, but it's a cool thing where they want somebody not only to be a top producer, but they want you to be a good person and support the overall culture of the company in order to get the full award back. So just a lot of cool things. If you're wondering, does it matter? ABC company, all of the different initials out there. Maybe it doesn't. There's a lot of good realtors and a lot of good companies that are experts and know what they're doing. But if it matters to you where part of your commission is going when you are paying that commission, and it's going to go to some corporate entity, what does that look like? What does that company represent? How do they support the people that work for them? If any of that stuff matters to you, then maybe it should matter what company you list property with or you buy property through, because that is very different, in my opinion, at EXP than it is in other places. And it's funny because I get asked all the time, what company are you with EXP? They're like, oh, I never heard of that. And I always tell people, you will. Because of all of this, it's just a matter of time until it takes over. It's the Netflix of real estate, right? There's been Blockbuster and all little video stores for many years, and then Netflix came in, and now there are no more video stores because it changed the game. It changed the experience, and that's what EXP has the potential to do and is already doing in many markets. So just a little bit about the company, why I'm been stoked. I've been here for a couple of years now, and I have no regrets, and I continue to sing its praises to my realtor friends, a lot of them who don't understand exactly what's going on, think it's just another company, just another set of letters, but it's not. It's very different. And I always tell people, don't take my word for it. Ask the agents that have been a part of it, or maybe have come from another company, and what their experience has been, and if they're happy, because that's what matters, is the user review, right? So don't always take the person who's pitching it. Definitely, if you believe me, cool, but I would say ask the other agents that have had a different experience and see what they think about it. And if it makes sense, you can always, and I'm not a stock investor or financial advisor, but you can invest if it's something that you think is interesting and innovative. It's on the NASDAQ, so you can become a stockholder also in EXP. So if you have any questions, like always, put them in the comments or hit me up at dylan@buybigisland.com. Thank you guys for listening. I'll see you guys next week. Aloha.